So, welcome to topic 1 of the ICT GCSE 10-minute revision from Lawrence Jackson School ICT department, and it looks at computer systems and mobile technologies. So we'll start by looking at hardware. On the screen now is a variety of different pieces of hardware, from keyboards to your RAM and your monitors, your hard drives and printers. Hardware is all those physical components that you have on your computer system. If you can touch it, then it's hardware. In contrast to that, we've got our software. There's two pieces of software that we've got, or two types of software. One is operating software and the other is application software. Your operating software is your system software. That's the types of software that controls your hardware directly. That can be things like your Linux, your Windows, your Mac operating system. In comparison, we've got application software. That can be things such as database software, you've got spreadsheet software, presentation software, web design software, graphic software, and many more. Microprocessors. Microprocessors are usually on the exam. They allow us to check, regulate and control. They can be found in everyday objects such as washing machines, children's toys, heating systems, alarm systems, traffic lights. In a washing machine, it would check the temperature, it would regulate the temperature to make sure it's a constant temperature, and should the temperature drop, it'll control it and it'll bring it back up to the correct temperature. Same type of thing with heating systems and traffic lights and all that sort of thing. So, personal computers, commercial computers and mobile technologies. So we're looking at the change in technology here and the different pieces of technology. There's no real difference between home and business computers. They're basically the same. Difference is, in a business you would possibly have them networked together, whereas at home it would be rare for somebody to network some computers together. So we've got our different types of computers: desktop computers or PCs, also known as personal computers. These have a CPU or a control or central processing unit. It's basically a microprocessor, one or more, which processes the raw data and turns it into information. You have your main internal memory, which are chips inside the computer where data is held and can be accessed immediately by the computer. Your motherboard, which is the central circuit board of the computer that contains all the electronic components such as the CPU and the memory chips, and it also contains connectors so that other devices can be controlled by the computer. Your sound card does exactly what it says on the tin. It allows you to listen to sound. It takes sound signals and it allows you to listen to them through headphones or through speakers. Video card, in the same way, allows you to see graphics on screen, and without them you'd have nothing on screen in front of you. Input devices. Input devices we'll cover more in topic 2, but they're everything that put data into the computer. And in comparison, you've got your output devices, which again we'll cover in topic 2, but take data out of the computer. And you've got your backing storage, or secondary storage as it's also known. This is any storage that is not classed as memory. It's used to hold programs and data. Secondary and backing storage devices include magnetic hard drives, optical drives such as CDs and DVDs, and flash pens. So there's our desktop computers that we've just talked about. We've also got laptops. Laptop computers, or sometimes just called laptops, are designed to be portable. They can be carried and used in different places. They're smaller than desktops, have a built-in screen, and are much lighter, and they're designed to be used away from the power source, so it has a rechargeable battery. Then we look at network computers, which are smaller than laptops but very similar. Often the best for just searching the internet, using online, hence the word netbook. They contain a rechargeable battery, they have a built-in screen, and they're very light. They don't usually contain a CD or a DVD drive, which means that it reduces the weight. However, it's a lot less powerful. Palm tops and PDAs, this might be something that someone from Tesco, when doing a home delivery, brings to the door, which you need to sign. It'll be connected to the internet wirelessly, and it will prove that you've signed for your goods at the door. It also allows for organisation, like keeping track of meetings, appointments, birthdays, storing details of people's names and addresses, and it allows you to browse the internet and send emails. Well, palm tops and PDAs are coming up against smartphones. Smartphones are being used most days now by most people. They allow a lot of the features that we've talked there to be used on the go in one area. So for example, smartphones allow you to send and receive text messages like a normal mobile phone would. It allows you to make phone calls, take digital photographs, take short video clips, surf the internet, watch live TV, send and receive email, download and listen to music, download and play games, send picture messages, play videos. It also has GPS, which allows it to be a mobile satellite navigation system. So using computer systems and identifying ICT errors. This is another area on the exam. It will concentrate on ICT errors, such as software freezes. Now sometimes a piece of software will freeze, which basically means that you can't do anything with it. When this happens, you have to press Ctrl, Alt and Delete keys together, and this takes you to the task manager where you can end the program. However, sometimes when you end the program, this means that your work can be lost. Error messages. These can show up when the computer is running low on memory, when you need to change the batteries in your wireless mouse or keyboard, if there's a printer jam, if the printer ink is low or running low with paper. Various different messages can come up, and sometimes just by clicking the OK button acknowledges that the user has seen it. Storage full. Well, if you've got your storage full, then it means that you've got a restriction on what you can now save onto your computer. Most people have a lot of files that they no longer need, and it simply clogs up space. So two ways of dealing with this issue is to either delete the stuff that you don't need anymore, or to perhaps save to a different media like a memory stick or possibly a friend's storage media. A paper jam, which would occur to a printer when it gets stuck with paper. In many cases it means that the printer paper has not been put in the paper tray correctly. To remove a paper jam, you would first turn the printer off and then follow the instructions in the manual, and maybe a paper-based or online manual. Uninstalling software. Well, when you install a new piece of software, usually the program will install for you, and this is no real big issue. When you are trying to replace a piece of software or delete it, or remove it, shall we say, there's two ways. Yes, you could simply just press delete on the item, but this could leave pieces of the software lying around somewhere in your system, which can clog your system up. So by running the control panel and using the uninstall feature, this would allow you to remove the whole of the software package. So that concludes topic 1, a very brief look at computer systems and mobile technologies. Have a look at some past papers, particularly concentrate on error messages and mobile technologies, which almost always comes up, usually in the quick, straightforward examples at the front of the exam paper, but you may every so often get a bigger mark where you need to compare and contrast some of these. Have a look in your revision guides, have a look at some of the past papers.